We are learning about vinegar this morning with Janine Washley from Cloverfield's Farm and Kitchen. She's going to show us actually how to make our own vinegar, which I'll be honest had never occurred to me because what would I do with it? What do you do with vinegar?
Well, I use it once I've diluted it down. It's great to clean with. It's great.
I've heard that it's great for wood floors.
If
probably very diluted.
Yeah, it needs to be very diluted
Yeah.
to do that. The people who put the finish on our floors, we have black walnut floors in our house. They were like, Janine, we know you're all natural. Please don't put the vinegar on the floors.
All
so
right.
I use it for tiles, on my stainless, things like that. You want streak-free stainless, put vinegar on it, and I mean it takes off any greasy, fingerprints, that sort of thing.
But you make your own vinegar.
Yes, and I have been for about 10 years. I love making apple cider vinegar. I've made red wine vinegar and white wine vinegar. I find them to be somewhat finicky. The mothers keep dying on me after 6 or 8
and by
months.
mothers, I mean this jar we have here, you've had around, you said, for more than 10 years.
Yes.
So it's almost like a yeast where you use a little bit of an old to start anew. Is that kind of how it works?
Yes, and the technical word for the mother, and she's in here, she did not like the write up. She's right down here. I have to find her. Let's see. It's cellulose is what it is. And it's the technical word for it is a SCOBY. See her? That's the mother right there. I know. And it stretches. My husband cannot stand to see this. He's like, it's just disgusting to look at. It's cellulose.
Come on over and just take a look at it.
It's cellulose. It's the same thing that's the fibers of celery and lettuce are made of. It's all natural, and it's it's called the symbiotic colony of yeast or bacteria and yeast. It's a SCOBY. The symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast. So it's a twofold process. You would put in your apple juice. So let's start one, and I'll walk you through it. So put in about half of the bottle. You don't want to overwhelm the mother. I used to put in too much, and the mother would be overwhelmed, and I would not be successful. So that's perfect right there. And then take a ladle of the starter.
Okay.
And that has all of the bacteria and it's called acetobacteria, and it has the good yeast in it, and it's a twofold process. I'm going to drop the mother back in there. It's a twofold process. What happens is right now, for probably the next week and a half, it will convert the sugars in the organic apple juice to alcohol. So for a very brief period of time, it is alcohol.
Okay.
And then what happens, the acetic bacteria kicks in, and it converts that alcohol into acidic, or it's acetic acid. And it's acetic acid, mineral salts, potassium, and that makes up vinegar. And then the flavors of the apple. Acetic bacteria loves apples and it loves grapes, and those are the other two, those are the two fruits. And so I always, just for good luck, drop in an apple. Kind of keep mother happy, with a little apple slice in there. And so I'm very successful with this way, and you want to cover it. Oh my goodness, I almost lost my mother last year because I used a rubber band, and the acid got on the rubber band, or the vinegar, because this is 100% strength vinegar, so you definitely want to dilute it. And it broke my rubber band, and fruit flies got in it. It was a mess. It was really, really bad. So I use a cotton string, and so you just take it around like that. It looks really old-fashioned, but it's the best way to do it.
All right.
And then she has to have air. You don't want to put a heavy, a mason jar lid on it or anything like that. She has to breathe.
All right, we're about out of time, so when we come back, we're going to learn some recipes with vinegar and different things that you can do with it, like this bourbon mint one. We've got one with berries in it over here, and we'll talk to Janine about how she uses those in the kitchen and around the house. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And of course, you can find a link to Janine on our website, WDRB.com. She can send you a brochure with information about some of the things she shows you here on our program.